Hey guys, today we're going to do the unboxing and overview of the Sugess Tourbillion Master. So Sugess is a Chinese company. They're a Chinese watch company in watch brand. And I know what you're thinking, oh, it's a Chinese company, you know, what's so special about them? The thing about this brand is that they make watches with tourbillons in it at an affordable price. Now, this is what they advertise here, right, the tourbillon. And you might be wondering, what is a tourbillon? Well, it's basically, I don't want to say it's a complication. Technically, it isn't a complication. It's a mechanism inside of a mechanical watch that's designed to offset the effects of gravity on the movement. So when it was invented in the late 1700s by Abraham Louis Breguet, which is one of the most famous, who's one of the most famous watchmakers of all time, he invented the tourbillon because back then people had pocket watches, right? And you know, pocket watches are always held in a vertical position. When they're held in a vertical position, the mainspring and the balance wheel, right, are actually affected by gravity as time goes on, so it loses accuracy. So he invented the tourbillon, which is actually a spinning mechanism. It's like a rotating cage, right? This rotating cage makes one revolution per minute, and that evens out all the errors, basically, that's due to the effects of gravity. So it's actually a very ingenious mechanism, and it's very, very hard to build in a mechanical watch. It's generally one of the hardest mechanisms you can build, and that's why when you look at Swiss watches, tourbillons are usually very, very expensive. Now I'm talking at least like $20,000, $30,000 and up, right? So what's incredible about the Sugess company is that they're making these tourbillons available at like a fraction of the price. So I bought this watch for, guess how much? 700 bucks. That's it, 700 bucks. Now I'm saying Swiss watches make like tourbillon movements or tourbillon watches for a price of, like I said, at least $20,000, $30,000, sometimes into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this company makes it available for under $1,000, which is actually really, that's just, you know, crazy, right? So, you know, people might be thinking, oh, it's a scam, you know, that can't be real. How can you make something that costs $100,000 and make it available for less than $1,000? Well, that's why I bought this watch, and I want to find out, right? Like, I'm basically taking a risk to find out just how, you know, how accurate this tourbillon is, right? Is it actually a tourbillon, right? That's what I want to know, because if it is, then that's actually pretty huge. I mean, you're selling a mechanism that should cost tens of thousands of dollars for under $1,000. So anyways, this is a website. This is their advertising, the tourbillon. So they started in 2010, located in Hong Kong. So yeah, I mean, then they manufacture the watches in China, mainland China, of course. So yeah, this is their, they have a whole bunch of different tourbillons that you can look at on their website. I got the one with the Aventurine dial, which is something that you'll find out once I open it. But these are the different styles. Chrono Heritage Moon Phase Master, so I got some moon phases, slim watches, they got some chronometers here, and tourbillons, of course, right, which are usually the most complicated things, the most expensive things you can ever put in a watch. Then movement, ST8230, I think they use a seagull movement. Seagull movements are, I've actually heard some pretty good things about them. They're not that bad, right? I mean, they're not comparable to Swiss movements, but you're paying like a lot less for them. So it makes sense. So yeah, this is it. Sugess. The box. Let's open the box. And here we go. You get fashion mechanical watches from France. I wonder why they say from France. Isn't this company from Hong Kong? Interesting. I wonder why it says from France. Is it actually, if it's actually like, you know, assembled in France, then that would actually be quite something, right? Because anywhere assembled in a Western country is going to drive the price up. So interesting. Why does it say from France? I would think it's like a Hong Kong company, right? A Chinese company. Then they give you like a nice blue leather strap, which is actually really nice, because I've seen the photos. This particular model comes with a brown leather strap, which is nice, but I prefer to have a blue leather strap. I just like blue leather straps better. Blue is my favorite color. So I was wondering, like, maybe I just get a blue leather strap for this separately. But then in this box, it actually comes with it. And it comes as an extra. So I was like, okay, well, I don't need to buy anything extra then. It comes with a blue leather strap. So I was gonna buy a replacement strap, but it comes with a blue one already for free. So that's a really nice extra. So yeah, I'm probably gonna use the blue leather strap. I know it comes with a brown one. It says Glamour Master C-Cores. What's in here? something Chinese. I think these are all just the instructions of the watch. Yeah, the crown, saying the movements and everything. This is what the pushers do. I guess we'll find out what the pushers do. Or actually, these are for different movements, my bad. These are not just for this watch, it's for all their models, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like these are all their movements. So you have one instruction manual for all their movements. Because, yeah, I was looking, like, I don't think this watch is a pusher. It doesn't need a pusher, it's not a chronometer or anything. So, yeah, it just should be one crown, that's it. Yeah, it should be like this one. So, yeah, okay, well, I guess they have one for every model. Alright, let's see the watch itself. And that's it in the case. Alright, so this is, like I said, comes with a brown leather strap. I'm gonna change it out for a blue one later on. Alright, so after I removed all the wrapping and stuff, yeah, you can see just how beautiful this watch is. So I got it in, there's a bunch of different configurations you can get it in. I got it with a, I guess you can call this rose gold, right? Rose gold case right here. Aventurine dial, the tourbillons right there, and a single crown right here. And yeah, that's it. There's no hour marker. There's no minute marker. There's actually, well, there actually is a minute marker. My bad. There's a minute marker. There's no hour marker. Yeah. And then the brown leather strap right here. Looks like genuine alligator. Just how genuine is that? Genuine alligator. Interesting. If this is a real alligator strap, then that's actually better than a lot of the luxury Swiss companies will give you at this price range. Like if you buy like a Tissot, or you buy like Hamilton, even like yeah, if you buy like the companies that are in this price range, the Longines maybe, like I'm not even sure if you'll get a real genuine leather strap like that. Yeah, but this one, this Chinese brand gives you a genuine leather strap, which is pretty good. Yeah. Genuine alligator, it says. Okay. And then at the back, you see the movement here. This is the seagull movement, which is actually pretty nicely decorated. It's pretty nicely decorated. So let's see what it says. It says stainless steel, Sugess Tourbillon, 5 ATM, water resistant. That's to be expected. So you got your standard kind of specs there. I'm actually pretty surprised by how well this movement is decorated here. Pretty good. At least it's an open case back, right? It's not covered or anything. I do prefer open case backs. Some people actually might prefer covered, but I prefer mine open. Yeah, this blue strap is just genuine leather. It doesn't say alligator leather like this one does. So maybe this one is not alligator, even though it has... Oh, okay, I see. It's like a difference in the... slight difference in the patterns here. This pattern definitely looks like it has more scales on it. This one's kind of like fake alligator design, but still genuine leather. It's just maybe not real alligator leather. So, anyways, yeah, I'll probably. Oh man, this. Why did they not color match this? I mean, I appreciate that they gave this blue leather strap as an extra, but I really wish they color matched it. Cause yeah, I'm gonna need this gold one because the case is gold. So yeah, I wish they color matched it with the gold one, the buckle. Okay. Anyways, that's a minor gripe. All right, so now for the dial itself. Okay, so get this focused. All right, so this is an Aventurine dial. Again, what is Aventurine? Well, look at the dial, and then basically you can see that it sparkles. So basically the material that they use in this dial is called Aventurine, which is a type of quartz, I believe. And if you hold it in the light, it actually sparkles like the stars in the night sky. So it's really, really beautiful. And you know, part of the reason I got this is not just the tourbillon, but also just the Aventurine dial is just freaking gorgeous. Right, look at that. It sparkles like the night sky. They have one that even has like constellations and stuff on it, and then they have a version with you know, like a GMT, a world timer. They have all sorts of different designs with the tourbillon, but yeah, I really like this Aventurine one the best. Then at the side here, the small S engraving on the dial. It's you gotta manually wind it. It's not automatic. But once I start manually wind it, you can see the tourbillon in action. Okay, maybe you get a sense of why this mechanism costs so much money. Basically, it's rotating in a cage, right? You see that they put the balance wheel and the spring and stuff in a cage, and then it rotates. And originally, why it was invented, right, is because people used to have pocket watches, and pocket watches are used like this vertically, and then this was to counteract the effects of gravity by averaging out the errors. But in a wristwatch, it doesn't really matter too much, because the wearer of a wristwatch, right, you're going to have it in a horizontal position as much as you have it in a vertical position. And it doesn't really matter too much. The effects of gravity doesn't really affect a mechanical watch's movement anymore. I mean, you know, how many people are going to use pocket watches, right? Most people don't even, like pocket watches are not used anymore. So for a wristwatch, tourbillons are not necessary. However, you know, for people like me, and you know, for people who appreciates horology and the fine craftsmanship of a mechanical watch, we just like to have a watch that really shows off the engineering and craftsmanship, and nothing does that better than a tourbillon. I mean, you can see how much engineering work goes into making something like this. For comparison, I'll show you, like, for this price, $700, if you want to have something that's like a tourbillon but not a tourbillon, it's the open heart mechanism, right? So this is my Orient Sun and Moon. So this is a typical, this one is automatic, so I gotta move it around a bit. Yep. I'm gonna rotate a bit. Alright, there. So this is an open heart mechanism, right? See how the balance spring is ticking there. This is what you get in most watches at this price range if you wanted something that's similar to a tourbillon but not really a tourbillon. Obviously it does not, you know, it's not the same thing. This is like I call it just, yeah, it's basically a tourbillon for people who can't afford it, right? So it's like a poor man's tourbillon. That's what the open heart mechanism is, right? It's just, all it is it shows a balance spring. So yeah, you know, I like open hearts too. Let people know that, oh, this is a mechanical watch. If you really want people to know that this is a mechanical watch, yeah, again, open heart mechanism, because obviously quartz watches can't do something like this. So only mechanical watches can do something like this, and you can show off the balance spring, always constantly moving back and forth, right? Ticking, ticking, ticking. So this is what most people would get, right? If they want something that shows off mechanisms of a watch, can't afford a tourbillon. At this price range, this is like, I got this for like $600, right? Pretty similar to the Sugess. And Orient is already known as a company with really good value already. So yeah, this is a really nice thing to get if you're into you know, mechanical watches and everything. And some people might even get a skeleton or a semi-skeleton design, which will show off the inner workings of a mechanical watch, right? But of course, when you look at something like this, right, look at the back of it. I mean, it's okay, but it's not like, I mean, it's just very basic looking, right? The back of this Orient. So this is the Orient Sun and Moon limited edition. It's the back of the Orient. Now look at the back of the Sugess. So you can tell how much more decorated the Sugess is compared to the Orient. And then you look at the front. Yeah, the open heart movement is pretty nice, but it's nothing compared to the real deal, the tourbillon. So somebody tell me, right, Orient is already a really good value watch brand, right, from Japanese manufacturer, makes its own movements and everything. But then you look at the Sugess, the Chinese watch manufacturer, yeah, it uses a seagull movement, which is also Chinese. But I mean, just look at I just think there's a huge difference in quality here, right? You look at the decorations and everything, like yeah, just how much finishing is done on the dials too. Like, sure, the Orient has like this nice eggshell blue type of color, but then you get the Aventurine dial on the Sugess. Aventurine is a material that you don't even see that often on luxury brands, right? I don't even see it very often on Swiss luxury brands, but here you get it on a $700 watch. That's actually quite amazing. So yeah, that just gives you a point of comparison, right? I mean, you have the Orient, which is already pretty good value to begin with for most watch collectors, right? Yeah, you get a pretty decent movement because it's all done in-house and everything. So yeah, Orient has its own movement. It's not too decorated or anything. It's very basic. Then the dial work is okay. I mean, Japanese dials are actually well known for being actually pretty good. Like Seiko dials are well known for being like much better than Swiss dials costing like thousands of dollars more. So this dial work is actually pretty good. And then you know, the complications and everything. You have the moon and the daytime nighttime indicator, and then you have the open watch, right? Open heart indicator right there, showing the mechanisms of the watch. So most people already think that this is a pretty good value watch, right? $600. And then you know, this genuine leather watch brand is pretty good too, right? Gold case. That's what I got for this one. But then for $700, almost the same price, you get the Sugess Tourbillion Master. You get a Aventurine dial, genuine alligator strap, tourbillon. This is a mechanism that costs usually hundreds of thousands of dollars, or at least tens of thousands of dollars. And if you look at the back, yeah, just the detail, like the finishing on this is really nice too. I mean, to me, this looks a lot better. So yeah, this crazy, right? Orient already known for good value, and then you have the Sugess, so which is crazy value. I think Sugess is just crazy value. All the Chinese brands are just, man. I mean, time will tell whether or not it holds up, but yeah, like this is kind of crazy to me that you can get something of this quality for $700. That's actually amazing. So that's insane. So a tourbillon, Aventurine dial, genuine alligator strap, like for $700. That's insane. Yeah. So anyways, that's it. That's a Sugess Tourbillion Master. Just look how beautiful that is. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section below, which one would you guys get? Would you get the Orient with you know, the open heart dial, you know, pretty good dial actually, and you get the Japanese quality, right? Japanese value, or would you take a risk to get the Chinese Sugess? I know there's a whole stigma of, oh, it's a Chinese watch, and you know, people will look down on me for having a Chinese watch compared to like a Japanese watch or Swiss watch, or German watch. But for me, it's like, if you see something like this, and you know, obviously time will tell how long this movement will last, but you know, just looking at it, it looks like it does its job, right? I mean, I don't think there's hacking on it. You know, I don't expect hacking at this price, but still, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it so far. And the fact that they're able to put a tourbillon on this is just, I mean, and just looks amazing, right? So for me, like, okay, just get over that stigma, right? The fact that people will say, oh, they'll just sneer and you know, push up their noses at Chinese brands and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, well, at least I have a tourbillon watch and you don't. You know, I got one and you don't, unless you're rich, basically. So yeah, if you're rich, then yeah, you can afford a Vacheron Constantin, you can afford a Girard Perregaux. Go ahead. Or Jaeger LeCoultre. But for me, you know, I don't have that kind of dough. So for me, I'm getting this Chinese brand, and to me, it's good enough, right? This is good enough for the price. You know, what can you really lose, right? $700. Yeah, this is just, for me, I just have to get over the fact that this is a Chinese watch, and just, you know, everything, the finishing, the movement and stuff seems pretty top-notch to me. But, you know, if you guys have any experiences with Chinese brands, then let me know. But I think this is a really good deal. It's a really good value, right? Just people will probably sneer their noses, but that's just, to me, that's just elitism. And yeah, I'm I'm okay with people, like, I don't care too much about that. I'm okay with people thinking like that. But for me, I have a watch with a tourbillon now. So, yeah. That's it, guys. Let me know in the comment section below which one would you pick. Would you try out the Sugess? And if you do, then yeah, just go on their website, and they have a lot of different brands and models and stuff like that. SuggesWatch.com. So just wanted to try this watch out and see what it's all about. And just to own a tourbillon watch is just amazing to me. So cool experience for me. Alright guys, so now I put the blue strap on the Sugess so you guys can see what it looks like. It's got the blue strap now compared to the Orient, which also has a blue strap and a gold case and a blue dial. See how those two compare to each other. One other thing I have to note is that the Sugess does have illuminated hands. So if you're in the dark, the minute markers and the hour markers, or the hour hands I should say, they light up. And Orient, for all their value, doesn't have any of that. So if you're stuck in the dark with the Orient, then good luck. With the Sugess, you at least have a way to tell time in the dark. So that's another value add, I think. Also have to mention that although Japanese watches are well known for their dial work and their finishing, the Sugess actually comes pretty close in my opinion with that. And they both have sapphire crystal on the glass. So there's no Hardlex crystal here. So even Seiko, right, at this price point, Seiko would still use the Hardlex mineral crystals basically. Whereas even the Chinese manufacturers are using sapphire. So yeah, there's another value add there, I guess. And you can see that the diameter of both watches are fairly similar. It's around 41, 42 millimeters, I would say. And the thickness is actually pretty similar too, if you look at it from the side here. Yeah, pretty similar thickness, I would say. Actually, yeah, the Orient might actually be a little bit thicker than the Sugess, despite the fact that the Sugess has a tourbillon. Pretty interesting. Yep, pretty similar thickness. And yeah, they're both around 41, 42 millimeters in diameter. So, and of course, the Orient is automatic, while the Sugess is hand wound. But that's it, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of the Sugess. And as always, thanks for watching.